Hello, YouTube. All right, this is actually a kind of a test for me. I am actually in the RV, taking it out for a weekend session to test the capabilities of the onboard power pack, as well as the generator. Basically, just testing everything, see how much power I actually have, how often I have to recharge. And while at it, I upgraded the phone plan. So, in theory, we are able to do live broadcast. Now, the thing is, I don't know, is anyone on here? Okay, it looks like we got at least one person on here. So I am broadcasting. I wasn't sure if I accidentally hit it without broadcast. How is the quality of the broadcast? Is it like really bad? Because what's happening actually right now, I am tethered. Not really tethered. I'm using this phone right here, my new Metro phone. It didn't want to work initially. I had to call tech support, but the tech support guy really good, and he was able to walk me through it, and we got it up pretty fast. So the new phone here, I upgraded the internet plan to allow 15 gigabytes of Wi-Fi hotspot, and we're basically using it right now to do this live stream. So I won't be on too long, but that this is setting up for internet access, and the laptop is accessing the internet on it, and that's what you're looking at. Just to give you guys a little bit of a preview as to what's coming up. I don't know if you can see the videos that are coming. Um, just to show you how far behind you really are, kind of. Because now that, we're not doing as many live broadcasts, you're actually behind by quite a few episodes. I think the one you saw earlier today, I think you might have saw this one, testing the RV. You didn't see me do the windshield, but maybe I'll run that one. Actually, you didn't see some others. Let me look here. It looks like we're really far behind. See how it says unlisted, all these unlisted? That means these are not showing. Hey, George, how's it going? Erika, AA Angry? So you're actually kind of a bit behind. I think you saw the drive here. Then you saw, I don't think you saw this one, the off-grid system. It says unlisted. I thought I ran that. Then two inverters. You guys are like way behind. And then I made the microwave. I made red curry using the microwave off the power system. There was a hawk that attacked a seagull. Then my situation with inline fuses blowing, as some viewers have suggested they might. So some of the stuff you guys are bringing up has occurred, and I've sort of worked out a solution. We're really kind of far along as far as what has happened. I think you saw, yeah, you did see this one. So some videos are like out of sequence. You saw this one where Good Enough gets a car wash, and then I start getting back to restoring it. Then I have this video here that hasn't run that I should, just to piss off the trolls. It says how to install windshield wipers and make money and annoy the trolls. Because even when I make a little video like this one that just has me installing wiper blades, if enough people view it, I actually make very good money. And the trolls and haters, they really, really hate that. It's like just me filming myself putting on windshield wipers. But yeah, that video can make money. Anyhow, I think you saw some of these, like testing the RV's ability to generate its own power. Oh, you missed where I almost died. Yeah. During all this testing and stuff with the power system, recharging, using the inverters and a battery bank and gas situation, I almost croaked. I actually had carbon monoxide issues, and it kept going off and stuff. So there's like 2 episodes dealing with that. Then I actually had to leave, and I went and I cooked up some mush to eat after that because I couldn't stay in the RV, because the carbon monoxide detector was still continuing to go off. Then I went on the boat. I think you guys saw that one. Then some more 120 volt grid power. You saw some of this. So some of these haven't been seen. They're like out of sequence or something. Eating in the van. and then adding some additional switches. And I did pick up a 2800 watt generator. So we're actually fully off-grid capable now at this point. I just need to get the wiring down and get everything fully functional. But I just want to give you a quick tour and just update you as well as review what the quality of the transmission is, because everything's actually going through a phone. So the phone is connected. I mean, the phone is acting as the hotspot server. The laptop is running through the phone, and the phone that I'm streaming from is running through that other phone. So how is the quality? Is it like really bad? Can you guys hear me? Is the video okay, other than being a little fuzzy because it is dark here? I didn't bring my ring light. I should have brought my ring light. I think I did bring my ring light. Yeah, here's my ring light. You know what? We're gonna try filming. See how dark it gets there? I'm gonna put the ring light on here, and I'm gonna try to I'm gonna turn the ring light on. There we go. 2, 3. Is that better? Now you can actually see. Yeah. Now I have some light, so I have some light that I can shine on things. It should make the quality a little bit better as far as the videos with the ring light. So the ring light is worth getting. For those of you who didn't see that other episode, it's like $4.88 at Walmart in the phone section, accessories. And it basically, let me show you what it looks like here. We'll go on the light so you can see what it looks like. It looks like this. And you just clip it. It has a little clip. And you can clip it right on. You can have it forward or backwards facing. So in this case, I have it facing towards the front camera, so that, I could turn on the flash, I suppose. But I think the ring light is better. It's a little bit brighter. It's got like 20 LEDs. And it should improve the quality of the videos, especially when I'm doing like transmission in near dark, like right now. You can see all the lights are on right now. I know that I'm kind of wasting electricity, and I got to fix this on the bed, and the TV's on. So you can see we're running 120 volt systems. We're running 12 volt systems. Turn on that second light there. So we're running the full lighting system. I just don't have everything all hooked up. And it's basically a stress test. I'm stressing the battery bank. I have 400 amp hours of power, potentially. Right now it says 12.3, so it is kind of running low. But all I have to do to recharge is, all I have to do really is just start up the engine for a few minutes, let it charge over, and obviously shut all this off. I'm running a full load of appliances. You're going to see some cool episodes where I actually was able to use this. I was able to use off-grid my toaster oven and cook with it. And while at the same time the toaster oven was cooking, I actually have some rice left over. I should eat this. This was made earlier because my wife was here with me. And we had steak and rice. Yeah. So you'll get to see the steak and stuff. You won't get to see us eating it, but you'll see us making it. Because I was testing the battery pack's ability to cook. You know how I normally cook in Little Blue, and I have to run the engine? Well, I'm going to set that up like that for this RV, so when I'm driving, I can cook rice or some other meal. But I don't really need to. Okay, what I did with my wife, we went out to the Lake Washington, which is a really cool area here, and we parked the RV and actually cranked up the generator, used that to power the this right here. I don't have it fully wired and working yet because I'm running into issues still and smelling melting wires and stuff, so I need to figure that all out. But basically, I had the toaster oven fully operational and cooking steak, and at the same time, I was using the inverter cooking system to cook rice. And it managed to cook without draining the batteries completely out. And then when I drove the RV, it charged the system back up. So the power is going to be used tonight because I'm just messing around. And I've had this on for a while because I was having issues with getting the Wi-Fi to work and had to call tech support and all sorts of crazy stuff. But you can see where these are like future upcoming videos. You're going to get to see me cooking spaghetti with the inverter. Or not the inverter, was at the generator when I was testing it out. And also installing the different switches to handle. It got a little complicated here. We have a charging system. This actually, the RV actually has 2 banks of batteries now. It's got the front battery bank, which is 200 amp hours. One is the starter battery, and the other one is the house battery, the initial house battery. So that's 200 amp hours. Then it's got a secondary bank down here under the seats, down below outside. So it's got 300 amp hours. And I've got like adequate wiring for that, but I don't have adequate wiring for the front bank. So I had to do kind of a compromise. And what that means is I can switch the connections between the various banks. So that's what that connection is, which I explained in some other video. But basically, I had the ability to select between having 300 amp hours, which is, connected to the large wiring, which means I can try to power stuff like maybe air conditioning, the microwave, which I still need to test, and this, I can power this as well as the air conditioning, which I still want to try to get the overhead roof AC working. If I can't get that working, then we're probably going to have to go with a window unit, a smaller window unit. But the generator that I have is not the one that you saw me at the flea market initially. I ended up going back to the flea market. Guy wasn't there. And then I found another one. It's not as powerful, but in some ways it's better because it worked better and it was quieter. It's actually pretty quiet. But even though it is quiet, I'm going to be building, I guess, a silencer. I'm going to try to build a little thing to silence it or reduce the noise even more. So I was able to run it, and it wasn't too bad, the generator. So that's what we're looking at today. It is a big mess because of all the construction and everything going on. But and not everything's hooked up. Like this side is still not connected because I'm not running the power from the inverter. I'm not running it outside into the plug. And I haven't patched in, and I don't know if I'm going to patch in. I'm just running it on this white cable here and just plugging right into the multi-plug outlet. But you can see TV's working fine. I can watch. The plan would be that the 400 amp hours should be enough to run everything like for one whole day or 2 whole day, one day. And then, it gets recharged when you drive it. It recharges really fast. Now, the one thing I haven't turned on right now, because it's not wired through the whole system, is the refrigerator, which does have some food in it, but it's got like chicken and a biscuit. It's not frozen or anything. It's not cold because the system was shut off, but I had some food in it. You see, I picked up some orange juice, lots of soda, mostly soda, some ketchup and stuff. So not really that much food in it, and I won't be carrying like a full set of food because I'm not living in the RV. It's going to be more for like camping on the weekends. But it's starting to look like a real possibility that I'll be taking the RV out pretty much on the weekends if I can. So we'll be able to do the RV adventures with me, where I take the RV and start just enjoying it as an RV. And if I can get air conditioning and all that stuff working without spending too much additional money, then that's really, really awesome. I'm reading through. Hello, Keto. Good to see you on here. Yeah, this toaster oven is like really awesome. And it's pretty too. I have made so much food in here. Oh, I tried. You can see some failed experiments, sort of. One of the issues you have in an RV or a van is stuff flies everywhere when you drive. And that's how you're seeing some of this mess here. Stuff is just being tossed everywhere. The thing is, I'm trying to rig this RV so it looks and behaves like a house, but I want it so that you can just drive off without having too much stuff flying around and breaking. So to that end, I'm doing some experiments. Like here, I'm going to have to fix this. But see this? It kind of stays. I mean, I can slide it and move it, so it does move. But underneath, you'll see the little silver things. Those are actually magnets, because this metal plate is a magnet. I mean, not a magnet, it's metal. So I put it there. It's not super strong, so you can slide it. It just needs to be good enough. Get it? If it's good enough, that means I can just leave this here like this and drive, and it doesn't fly off. And you're like, well, what happens if you crash? Well, if you crash, you're probably dead. Stuff's going to fly everywhere, okay, if it's a bad enough crash. But the idea is just to have it stay in place so that, it lives where it is. Like, I use it up here. And if I can get the electrical system working fully, then I don't have to use the butane system, which I've been using a lot. And I already ran out of the fuel canisters, and those things start to get expensive. Now, electricity, you said this was kind of expensive. Yeah, it was. But the thing about electricity is I can generate electricity using the RV itself. And, if I need supplemental, like extra power to run the toaster oven, I can use gasoline by running the generator. But really, I don't want to use the generator too much. I only want to use the generator if I'm having to use a toaster oven or air conditioning. Most of the time, I still plan on cooking with electricity, which is kind of hard to generate because, when you're trying to heat things up or cool things down using electricity, it's kind of hard. But I think I have a pretty decent compromise, that I can cook because I'll be able to drive the RV and cook rice just like I did in the van. Because, well, this rice cooker, actually, I need to re-glue another one, but it has the little silver on the bottom, too. It's got magnets as well. The idea is to have all this sitting there, and hopefully the magnets, I might have to upgrade the magnets. Get some thicker strips of magnets and make false bottoms or whatever for them. But the idea is to have the magnet, I think, stronger than this. This might be a little too loose. But I want it to stick so that when I leave the food stuff there, the rice cooker and this heater thingy, it'll just sit there. And when I drive, it doesn't fly everywhere. But I also want to be able to lift it up and move it, so I can move things around. But by having the metal top, I was going to replace this and put a wooden top with custom mounts and stuff like that. But the problem is then you can't move things around. And I kind of like the idea of being able to move the stuff around, but I don't like the idea of having to constantly move it and put it up. I like leaving it, the rice cooker, which I would use a lot. I want it up there where it could be plugged into the multi-plug outlet. Basically, I don't want to have to keep assembling and disassembling everything. I want it to be like a house. You walk in, you turn the switch, it works. That's what I want. And using magnets to hold things into place. And how I got the idea for the magnets, even though you guys didn't see the bus. Remember when I was at the RV park, I was going to do the interview with a couple that had the bus that they self-built. Those of you who are going to do buses or even vans and stuff, something to consider. If the body of your vehicle is metal, it's steel, you can use magnets to hold it into place. What that couple did was they used magnets to put little hooks up onto the metal frame of the bus, and they could hang things on that. And I think they even made a light, like what is it called? It's a decorative light thingy that comes out, and it had a magnet on it, and they just stuck it right up to the metal of the vehicle. I was like, whoa, I never thought of that. So, I saw that, and it gave me the idea of like, hey, you could use magnets to hold things together in a car or a van or a bus. And it gave me the idea for this. I was like, well, this is metal. And if I'm probably going to have to make bigger ones, though. Make a better, like a long strip and maybe get more powerful magnets. But I can magnetize stuff and have it stay in place. And I can lift it up and move it if I need to. So that's just some of the ideas I have. And wiring, I ended up just going with extension cords and just running it underneath right now temporarily. And it may become more permanent, but it'll be hidden. And I'm leaving it like that so I can adjust things and move things. But this thing has 3 outputs. So it's sending power directly to the back. So it's powering all that you see back there. Then it's also sending it over to this side to power all of this stuff. And I still have a spare, which I can use for like the rice cooker and be cooking rice on it. Conceivably, I could run everything at the same time because this is a 2,000 watt inverter. Then if I needed more, I have another 750 watt inverter with 2 more plugs. And, I don't really use that. I'm using this mostly for the meter. You can see it says like 12.3, which means the battery's kind of low. But really, I'm not going to worry about it till it drops to like 12.1. Then I might start the engine up for 10, 15 minutes, assuming my carbon monoxide detector doesn't go off. That was a danger. It was kind of, it wasn't so much scary as because I keep emphasizing that people should get carbon monoxide detectors, but when it went off, I was like, holy schmoly. I didn't even realize that was happening. All I noticed was I was starting to get sleepy and a little bit lightheaded, which is like, that normally happens sometimes when you're tired. But the carbon monoxide detector was going off. I was like, I could be dead. If if the alarm had not been installed, this thing was going off. I'm going to test it right here. But yeah, it was beeping and going off like that, but nonstop. I was like, if that thing hadn't gone off, I would not have even realized that there was carbon monoxide in here, that it was at dangerous levels. So I got one here in the back room, which is in the bedroom, and I'm going to put one near the front cab area, even though it might be overkill to do it. But since I have a second one here, I have a second unit that hasn't even been opened yet. But I'm going to go ahead and install that up front here near the front cab area, because this little console thing here, it may seep through. And by doing that, I cover my bases. I have the front cab area as well as the rear. But yeah, I'm so stoked right now. There was a day when the alarm was going off, it seemed like nothing was working right. But now it went from nothing working right to I have full power. The only thing missing right now to complete the whole setup and make me feel like I've actually hit my goal is the ability to run the refrigerator. Because I don't think I'm going to have an issue running the microwave now. So that's a big goal. I think I'll be able to easily cook popcorn and heat things up. I can take food and heat it up. But basically being able to run the refrigerator, which is kind of an issue because I'm here only on weekends. The refrigerator takes like a whole day to cool down. Then if you're not using it for the whole week, you shut it off and everything thaws out. So you don't want to carry too much food in it. So it might be better to just use an ice chest and just get ice. And in some of the videos, you see me talking about the smelling of melting electronics. I think I fried this power bar when I was hooking up, doing my various testing. I hooked up the output from the generator to the RV. Then it smelled all funky in here. It smelled like melted electronics. If you know what that smell is that I'm talking about, it smelled like electronics that had melted. And I think it was this power strip. I'm hoping it was this power strip because it doesn't work right. It comes up and it says it's weak, but it could just be because, the signal here, the power that's coming out. It came on like it was still working and everything, but it kept going, whining the whole time. And I was thinking maybe it got fried or something. Because if that's the only thing that's wrong, then that means my AC may still be intact, which means I still might be able to get it working. So the plan is to try to get AC working, get the refrigerator working, and that means the whole system's operational. Because you can see our sink works. We got pump, we got water. I just need to get the water catchment system developed and catch water, and then also the off-grid bathroom capabilities. So that's the thing I'm in process of designing, trying to figure out how far I want to take it. If I want to do a lot of building or if I want to keep it pretty simple. And I'm looking at probably going simple because this is not currently not a full-time vehicle for living in, but being shifted to recreational. And that means I may not have to do everything that you would do if you were like totally off-grid living full-time. Like in some ways it's easier, it's better if you were living full-time in the RV, because the system right now, this is a fairly cheap system for those of you who are wondering. It was like $800. Okay, $800, and I have over 400 amp hours of storage. I have the ability to recharge all those battery packs within 15 to 30 minutes just driving the vehicle. I have the ability to run all my 120 volt appliances and whatnot. I have the ability to have internet on the go. Basically all the comforts of home. And like I said, tonight is kind of a stress test for the system. I have everything kind of running. It's actually a lot of waste that I'm doing right now, and I'm doing it on purpose because I'm trying to see how fast the battery bank drains. Now, obviously, I don't have the refrigerator working right now, but that's going to be the next step is to have the system on and the refrigerator. And I know the refrigerator will take probably a day to cool down. And then the next day, I'll have to shut it off because I got to put the RV back. So, that is my big thing is like, do I really want to deal with that? Because then you got moisture, condensation, and all sorts of other stuff you got to deal with. But otherwise, it could be used as a food pantry, you know. You could drive goods in there and use it like that. And possibly, if you wanted to, you could get ice and use the top part. Just get like free ice, a couple, those 48 or 64-ounce cups. Just go into a couple gas stations and get some gas and ask them for free ice. You can get a couple cups, put it in here, and this will make this area cold. So you could have like chilled drinks or something like that. Versus carrying a huge thingy here, this huge ice chest. Carrying an ice chest is probably the simplest one, but when you have to buy ice, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're spending $2 for ice, and what I found in this ice chest is it only lasts like about 1.5 days, maybe 2 days. Let's say 2 days. You could insulate it more and make it last longer. But honestly, I don't like the idea of having to continually expend money. So let's say $2 a day. That's like $30 a month just for ice, right? And nothing else. Although you could use the ice as water, assuming you kept the ice clean, you could use it as drinking water. So you're recycling the ice, so it's not totally wasted. But I would prefer systems like this where once you have the initial expenditure, the system charges on its own just from driving. So I'm not having to outlay any more money. Now, there is some money being outlaid as far as expenditures, and that is in the form of gasoline because I'm using gasoline to generate this electricity. But generating the electricity wasn't the primary reason for using the gasoline. Using the gasoline was for transportation to get the RV from point A to B. And as a bonus, I get free electricity. That's what the difference is. And, when I ran out of the butane canisters, I couldn't cook the other day. I was like, man, this is what happens when you require fuel that you have to go to a store to get. Now, with the electricity, I know some people will say, hey, if you're generating electricity using gasoline because you're driving your vehicle, you still need fuel. Yeah, but see, the thing is, when you make your system based on electricity, eventually I can hook into solar. I could potentially use wind power. I can use water power. I can use sun power. I could even hook up a bicycle and pedal and make electricity using human power. Electricity is interesting because it's so useful and you can generate it. You don't need to be a big, huge power company to generate electricity. And that's the magic of it. Whereas even like with the butane and the propane, I think you still have to buy that. Now, humans could easily generate methane, but I'm not sure I want to go around trying to generate methane. And, gases, anything that can explode like that. I think for me, it's just safer and easier to generate electricity just from driving. It's like I don't even have to have the bike. I got to drive the RV anyways. Why not make electricity and store it so I can use it each night? And that's what the plan has been, and it is what my thinking is for the system is that it makes enough electricity to use without me really having to conserve too much. So I can use it each day, and then the next day when I drive somewhere, the whole system resets. It recharges everything. Now, eventually the batteries will start to get weaker and weaker. That's been my experience with living in a van. So I know that you're going to have to spend money on this. But hopefully, if I spend, $400 to get the battery bank and it lasts me 1 year, It's $400 for electricity for a whole year. That's not too bad, is it? Anyhow, I am going to go ahead and sign out. I am going to check your messages here real quick to everybody. Hello, Van Life Channel. Big Prism. Is it Prism? I don't know. Taylor? Just scrolling through here, seeing some new names. Pat. Yeah, getting a styrofoam cooler and putting it into the big one could actually extend the coolness level. So, it's based to extend the cold. You're insulating it more. But like I said, I'm probably going to try to get free ice, like at a gas station, and just use the top cooler thingy and just exchange that out each day, you know. And the other big thing that I'd like to try get working over here is water catchment, because we get a lot of rain in Florida. So if I can get water catchment, this RV becomes almost fully self-sufficient as far as collecting water and stuff. I just need to figure out the waste situation, how to handle all that. Hey, Lena, haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Anyhow, I am going to go ahead and sign out. Just wanted to let you guys know what's going on this end. Currently doing the test. I'm going to be reviewing this video to look at the quality and see if it's acceptable or not. But I am back again with Metro PCS. It's actually Metro by T-Mobile, and it's their most expensive plan. Because I needed to try to make sure that we have enough data. Now, I haven't been streaming that much, so I don't know if I'm going to ever hit the threshold, but it could hit the threshold when Pay It Forward goes live. Because, the Living in a Van channel hasn't been streaming that much because I've been doing pre-recorded. And I think people enjoy the pre-recorded more than they do the live, just because the videos are more concise. They're only like between 3 to 15 minutes, sometimes a 20-minute video. Whereas when I do the live stream, I tend to blabber on for upwards of an hour. Anyhow, I am going to sign out. Kathleen wants to know where the toilet is. The toilet's in the bathroom. Everything's fully functional. It's a little dirty and messy in there right now because I haven't ripped apart. I was in the middle of renovation. If you didn't watch the series, you want to watch the whole series from the beginning with Good Enough and see why we're kind of like weird right now. It's like I never finished. What happened was I bought this RV for $1,200 and it was a disaster. There was no ceiling, walls were missing, floors were missing, there were holes all in the floor. Do you guys remember that? There were holes, literally holes here. And all this stuff was everywhere. There was nothing. And then I went ahead and tried to put the whole thing together to rebuild, basically. Because the initial person who had it, they were trying to rebuild it, but they ripped it all apart, and then they left it all ripped apart. And I went and I picked up the RV for $1,200, and it didn't run so well, but I wasn't planning on driving it everywhere. But in the process of fixing it and stuff like that, the hurricane came, Hurricane Dorian. Then some kind viewers, Connie, Timothy, and a whole bunch of other people, okay, ended up donating money to try to help me. Well, some initially helped me by donating the money to try to get another van or an RV or whatever, another vehicle to live in, because Little Blue, my main vehicle, was dying. So this is all stuff that happened very fast. Hurricane came and actually missed Florida. It went up along the coast and did damage up north. It did freak everybody out around here, and I evacuated. Instead of going north, which would mean having the hurricane chase you, I drove towards the hurricane and went south. And the RV ended up dying in South Florida. And basically all the money that had been donated to try to fix the RV up was supposed to go towards like aesthetics, making it look nice, also safety, like the tires and the engine and stuff, which it did go towards. But it left all the other stuff like solar panels and all that stuff, which had been accounted for budgeting and stuff to do some really cool stuff with that. All that went away. So I basically ended up shelling a lot of money just to get the RV running so we could get it back here. And now the RV runs really nicely, other than the noise. It actually runs very well. Rob and him did a great job fixing it. So it's even got working air conditioning, the front cab. But the whole system is pretty much operational. It never got fully finished. So where we're at right now, I'm in process of finishing it up, which you're going to be seeing me do. I'm going to be painting things. I'm going to be, trying to fix things from falling down and finishing the vent installations, the exhaust vents and stuff like that, just to make it look nice. So this RV won't look like a regular RV. It'll look kind of like a little home almost, a little tiny house, because I'm doing that on purpose. I don't want it to look like an RV. The other reason is I'm going cheap. Total reno cost on the RV itself, as far as appearance and stuff, was probably under $200. $200 worth of parts. Now, upgrading the systems, like giving it power and all that, my goal was to keep it under $1,000. That was with no solar. Well, maybe a 25, if you want to throw in the 25-watt panel that I'm going to be installing here from Harbor Freight that had been bought previously. But basically, the idea was to show that you could actually have an off-grid capable RV or camper that you sunk less than $1,000 into to make it totally off-grid capable. Now, it had to be compromised, because if you want to do it with all brand new parts, state-of-the-art, expensive stuff, you're not going to be able to do it. But if you're willing to scrounge around and possibly get like things used, like a used generator, I got the 2,800 watt generator for $90. It wasn't like top of the line or anything like that, but it was $90. For $90, I'm going to be able to run my toaster oven. I can run my microwave. And in theory, I may be able to run the air conditioning. If not this overhead one, then a smaller one that I will mount back here somewhere. Or up front, I still haven't fully decided yet. So the plan was to not spend too much money, but have a off-grid capable home. And, like I said, I'm really happy because system's fully operational. It's just like being at the RV park almost. Other than the AC's not running, but like right now I don't need it. It's kind of getting cold. And I do need to mount everything so it doesn't fly everywhere. This is actually mounted. This monitor is mounted, but this isn't. So some stuff doesn't fly. It kind of holds, it sits. But the monitor I did mount, it's screwed into place. See, same with the lamp. Things look like they're just sitting there. They're not. It's secured down. This isn't, though. But, it seems to be holding. I haven't had it fly out yet. So you're going to be seeing those upgrades. Those of you who are doing your own vehicle and stuff, maybe I'll give you some ideas like using magnets. I thought that was a really cool idea. And you're gonna do a couple more little tricks like that. So, hey, Timothy, good to see you. Yeah, I know it's a mess, but I'm cleaning it up this weekend. The RV is functional. I am just so happy. I was able to cook rice and steak. Yeah, so you'll be seeing that episode here coming out probably within a week. Anyhow, I am going to go ahead and sign out because I'm blabbering at this point. And I need to toss a lot of this junk here. You can see, hey, here's some calendar here. This was a calendar that I picked up. It last year's calendar. It has some of the spaceships. Some of the stuff that we're working on. Well, we're working on. But you can see these are like pictures of what we deal with. And speaking of spaceships, the solar orbiter is going up this weekend. I thought they said it was going to go up Sunday, but then somebody was telling me it's going up Saturday. So I don't know if they shifted the day or what. I need to try to find out for sure. But I'm off, on the weekend, even though those other people are working. And I'm debating if I want to try to, depending on the time of the launch, I may try to go catch it. Maybe even be out there with the RV. I don't know. But basically, that was the big project that's been going on for the last couple months, is the solar orbiter. They're going to be sending a spaceship to go and explore the sun. So that's really exciting. And for me, this is my first, I guess, big thing that I was involved in from beginning to end. I was involved in some of the other ones, minor stuff. But this one, I really feel like they felt, that I was kind of part of the team. So for me, it's almost like a realization of a childhood dream of being involved. I mean, really being involved with the space program. So it's interesting. It's an interesting situation to develop after all this crazy stuff. So grippy pads to keep things from flying. That might be an idea, is to set things down. I don't know if that'll work, then I can just set it down. Because I was going to Velcro everything. But the Velcro looks so bad. The grippy pads, they might be better. So I might try that. You can see my keyboard broke. I lost my key. I think it's in my van. So I'm going to go double check the van and look for my my missing key. But yeah. The idea is to have things like this. It's kind of braced into place. I want to try to make things so you don't have to move it too much. It's going to be, everything has a home, and the home keeps it from flying. All right, I am going to go ahead and sign out. I hope you're all having a good day wherever you are. I hope you're all staying safe. I want to let you all know that I do think of each and every one of you. I am just so stoked right now that the system seems to be working, and excited because it looks like I'll be able to take the RV out for some real nice adventures and actually have some luxuries. So thank you, Timothy. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, everyone, for making all this possible. Because for a while there, I was like really, really overwhelmed. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Have a good night, everybody. God bless you all. Take care. Stay safe. And look forward to these episodes. Yeah, look at that. So many cool stuff coming up. So it's going to be lots of good episodes coming up. Especially the one for the trolls where I make money changing wiper blades. Make sure you watch that one so it'll make a lot of money. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye now.